Hi everybody, we're in Scorpio times and we have a new moon tomorrow. And so I've called this video Shifting, or is it Sifting Stories in Scorpio? The truth will set you free, but what is the truth? The new moon is in Scorpio on Friday morning, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Just check where you live to make sure you find the exact time for where you are. Scorpio is governed by the planetary energy of Pluto, which is about digging out the dirt and exposing deeply hidden secrets to the light. For some, this will be painful. For others, it'll be a relief. It is appropriate that November is Cybersecurity Month. How are you protecting your data? It's eclipse season, so November sees the first of two eclipses, which will shift our global energy and assist in uncovering other hidden truths. November is also the sign of Ophiuchus, the apparent 13th sign of the zodiac. Stockholm Syndrome, what is it and why am I talking about it? And finally, how do we keep ourselves safe at this time with our health and our food and our travel? So first things first, let's talk about the Scorpio new moon. You know what? We've been fed lies and lies and more lies. We don't know what is the truth. Misuse of money is rife. Scorpio energy is here to help shift issues that are long hidden in the shadows into the light, from which we can better discern what is true. Scorpio energy is about empowerment, change, self-mastery, sex and soulmates, financial partnerships, and avoiding power struggles. The health of the body's excretory system and reproductive system is also heavily influenced by Scorpio. This new moon, Uranus in Taurus, opposes the sun and the moon, allowing the opportunity for awakening the intuition. Scorpio energy, governed by Pluto, is plumbing the depths of your intuition, allowing the uncovering of truths that have been long hidden, secrets, power struggles, and control issues that are not working for the highest good of all. You have empowerment from within. Uranus, being the higher octave of Mercury, is connected to the higher mind and intuition. And you're being challenged about what it is you really value and your freedom to express who you really are. Being a spontaneous energy, Uranus will generate energy surges, allowing you to claim the liberties that you deserve as a sovereign being. Saturn is forming a T-square to the sun and the moon, opposite Uranus, and is bringing into conscious awareness the urge to free ourselves from restrictions. Have you been restricted recently? Really? Okay. Instinctively, we feel a sense of the divine order, and Uranus is alerting us to any human-created restrictive structures imposed on us that are limiting our freedoms to live as divine beings. Sun, Moon, Mars and Mercury together are helping to liberate the mind and the thought streams that keep us enslaved. The mind chatters, we know that. Only intuition brings wisdom, insights and solutions. And so Mercury in Libra can assist our minds to interpret those intuitive downloads and allow a balanced response to what's happening on around us. Now, the intuition cannot tune into a chattering mind. silence. Absolute silence is required. And this is where meditation is so valuable. And I've talked more about that towards the end of this video. Remember that we're all magnets. We attract the energy that we generate ourselves. And for anything you want, you need to change the inside first. Then trust, then that frequency attracts whatever you seek. You are a magnet for whatever you focus on. You can manifest and create everything that allows you to feel joyful, empowered, and in service. We all have Scorpio energy in some part of our charts. So inspect your chart to see where that energy is and where it will impact you the most. I can help, let me know. Or you can check various online sources for free horoscopes. So let's talk about eclipses. On the 19th of November, we have a powerful lunar eclipse where the Earth's shadow blocks the light from the sun to the moon. Usually eclipses occur 2 weeks apart, and there'll be a full solar eclipse on December the 4th, when the moon will block the energy of the sun to the Earth. Now, it's not uncommon for Earth changes to occur along the shadow of the eclipse up to 6 months after the eclipse has occurred. The outer shadow of this total solar eclipse falls over Victoria, Tasmania, and the southern tip of Africa. Energetically, the full moon eclipse on the 19th of November falls in a Scorpio Taurus axis. The moon in Taurus is conjunct the fixed star Algol, which is considered one of the most malefic stars in the zodiac. According to Bernadette Brady, she writes a really definitive information on fixed stars. It is the power of the feminine, or the potential power of Mother Nature, not to be called evil, for being strong. As this is fixed energy, and this axis is associated with material resources, expect issues with finance and resources, stock markets, and so on. According to my very respected astrologer friend Maggie Kerr, this eclipse falls on the sensitive points for Scott Morrison and also on the New York Exchange. We watch and observe. In fixed energies with Taurus, with Uranus in Taurus also, we could reasonably expect some geophysical changes, earthquakes, volcanoes, and so on. Yes, the Earth is responding to our unsettled and uncomfortable energies as she shifts, and so do we. I noted that the volcano in Las Palmas is still erupting. It first blew on the 20th of September, so it's been going a good 7 weeks now. Ophiuchus. What? Ophiuchus is the notional 13th sign of the zodiac. And there is debate in the astrological community about the presence of the value of this sign. Apparently, NASA defined Ophiuchus as an astrological sign in 2016. Now, NASA has as much power to designate an astrological sign as we have to tell NASA what to do. That is none. It's got nothing to do with NASA. Astrology has nothing to do with NASA. Ophiuchus is a sign depicted by the serpent bearer. Ophiuchus has been on the sidereal path, it's always been there, but has only recently been recognized in some astrological circles as an astrological sign. Ophiuchus is said to seek knowledge and wisdom It is a serpent bearer. The constellation encourages curiosity, transformation, comedy and passion. Negative traits are said to be a secretive personality and even jealousy. According to Laura Eisenhower, and you might want to check her out too, she's an interesting lady, this sign is associated with the element of ether, quite an intangible energy, something you can't really feel, but much more powerful than air. Is this an element available to us when we ascend into the fifth dimension? Is this whole subject a manifestation of new energy coming into the earth after the end of the Mayan calendar in 2012? Don't know. I will do another piece about Ophiuchus shortly. And in the meantime, if you have a birthday between the 29th of November and the 17th of December, you could be Ophiuchus. What do you think? So Scorpio therefore would run between November 24 and 28, Ophiuchus between November 29 and December 17, and then Sagittarius goes from December 18 to January 20th. I'll put some links in the notes for you. You might want to have a closer look at some of that. Now, what about cybersecurity? While October was officially cybersecurity month, I'm suggesting that the energy of cybersecurity fits the Scorpio Pluto energy much more closely. We all use devices, and it's imperative we keep them safe from misuse by others who would exploit us. If you're unsure about how to protect your device, get help with preventative software and settings, and be aware of suspicious messages that appear on any device you use. If in doubt, delete. If the matter is important, people know how to contact you in another way. And if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Delete. From the Commonwealth Government's site, inverted commas, quote, the critical first steps are turning on automatic software updates, activating multi-factor authentication, regularly backing up devices, using passphrases, not passcodes, passphrases, and securing mobile devices and watching out for cyber scams, end quote. Again, I'll put the link in the notes below. Now, Stockholm Syndrome. Why on earth would I be talking about that? I have heard this term used to describe groups within the Australian population. Victoria, are you listening? Stockholm Syndrome is a condition in which hostages develop a psychological bond with their captors during captivity. Emotional bonds may be formed between the captors and the captives. Is that true? The term was first used by the media in 1973 when 4 hostages were taken during a bank robbery in Stockholm. The hostages defended their captors after being released and would not agree to testify in court against them. Curious, isn't it? Stockholm Syndrome has also come to describe the reactions of some abuse victims beyond the context of just kidnappings or hostage taking. Actions and attitudes similar to those suffering from Stockholm Syndrome have also been found in victims of, amongst other things, extremism, terrorism, economic oppression, financial repression, political repression. Any bells ringing? This is because Stockholm Syndrome can be argued as, quote, another method of coping with the stress and danger, similar to some forms of coping, in that the participants do not directly address the problem, but find a way to cope with the situation by identifying with the aggressor, end quote. Food for thinking about. Anybody can develop this disorder after being abused, threatened, intimidated, because it affects how one thinks about themselves and others around them. How many vaxxed folk are spurning their unvaxxed friends? Why? How do unvaxxed friends really threaten the vaxxed? Other than they've got a different view about how to protect their own health. I think logic's flown out of the window. Unless it's not about health. Freedom to travel has been used as a carrot to encourage folk to be vaxxed. And are people free to travel? Well, sort of. They say the most common treatment for Stockholm Syndrome is cognitive behaviour therapy. This therapy helps the victim to make a distinction between their feelings and thoughts, as well as recognise that they're not obliged to be passive or submissive in response to abuse. Not obliged to be passive or submissive in response to abuse. Question. Are you being abused by your political situation? What are you doing about it? It's going to be, it's up to me. Okay, so a little bit lighter subject. How do we keep ourselves safe in unstable times? Now, whether or not you believe we are spiritual beings having a human experience, it is smart to keep ourselves as healthy as we can in body, in mind, and in spirit. The physical body can be perceived as the vehicle for the soul. When we nurture our body with love and care, we give our soul energy the best opportunity to manifest in our lives. The physical body needs good food, plenty of clean water, sufficient regular exercise, and sufficient sleep to replenish the body, the mind, and the soul. I've written about this often before. Laura Eisenhower suggests that we need to keep our bodies as pure as possible to facilitate the upgrade of our DNA. Really? Toxic bodies are more vulnerable to illness and mind control. There is much of that around at the moment. Are you being mind controlled? Seriously. If we are to heal the earth, we need to pay attention to our bodies. Because you remember, we're part of the earth and we reflect, the earth reflects back to us, and it's a two-way street. It's a constant dance, if you like. So how about meditation? And it has come to my attention that more and more folk are seeking mindfulness or meditation experiences. We all need quiet time to hear those messages from our soul or our higher being. This works really well in Scorpio energy. And there are many videos and online offerings. Do check them out and select something that works for you. If you have not done much meditation, then I suggest that you use a variety of methods, you try a variety of methods until you find one that works for you. For some, it's a walking meditation. When you walk along at a good pace with an electronic device not connected and simply just let the thoughts flow. You may prefer to sit with a gentle voice guiding you. Or you might like to have music playing. My preference is to sit in a quiet place in the morning before the day starts and simply close my eyes and be. Allow the thoughts just to flow. Eventually, the mind simply drifts and ideas or messages seem to appear. For me, I can sit up to about 30 minutes, sometimes less. But 10 minutes a day is enough. And just be aware that the brain automatically filters out surrounding sounds. So expecting it to filter out noise from voice or music, no matter how pleasant, is using energy the brain does not need to use. So if you're a busy bee, this is another option. Consider the SIP option, sit in peace, for just 3 minutes. And ask for what you need to know from your angels, your higher being, whatever belief you have about the energy coming in. Maybe you do that more often than once a day. And if you have not yet tried meditation, start with whatever works for you and try various methods until you find one that does work. Maybe you need to find a social group and work with other people. And yet you may find meditating on your own more comfortable. Just give it a go. If you've not done it, try. And do it on a regular basis. Just every now and then is not good enough. You need to do it on a regular basis, every day. Try it every day for a couple of weeks and see what changes in your life. See how that makes a difference. Now enjoy this Scorpio energy, which will bring surprises and disclosures on many levels. Keep yourself healthy and well to enable you to embrace the changes, set intentions of visions for the future you would like for yourself and for your community or your family. Remember that energy follows thought, so that if you continue to identify with dark, that is what you will manifest. Maybe I'm a bit of a Pollyanna. I prefer to envision enlightening and uplifting places and experiences. Now, I've just recorded a yoga class with Scorpio energy, and maybe you'd like to spend 30 minutes of your time doing this at some stage. Remember that the YouTube classes you can do anytime, any place, and that suits you. I'm going to finish up with a little story. Last week, a friend contacted me and asked me to assist her to create a video of herself as part of an application for pre-selection for the coming federal election. Wow. Fortunately, she was able to find a professional videographer, and we all worked really hard on Sunday afternoon to produce a powerful 6-minute video. Time will tell if she's successful, and I'll keep you posted. I absolutely admire and support anyone who is prepared to stand up and represent our people. The politicians we currently have, the politicians we currently endure, are not serving the people. We need we need individuals and independents from the smaller parties to stand up in order to challenge the duopoly that has existed for so long in our government and which is no longer serving the people. How else are we going to change the system that for the last few years has been dictating our everyday existence? A democracy? I don't think so. Will you nominate yourself to represent your electorate? Why not? Thanks for listening. Check the references below. If you like this, share this, and check out my website, www.qalma.com.au. Bye for now.